Clash of Titans. The surface of Titan trembled beneath the clash of Alpha and Subject Zero. Energy rippled through the atmosphere, turning the frozen moon into a war zone of crackling power and shattered ice. Elena, Vrax, and Marcus scrambled for cover as shockwaves blasted debris across the ruined station. Subject Zero's movements blurred, limbs coated in arcing violet energy. Alpha countered with telekinetic strikes, bending reality around his gestures. Elena shouted over the chaos. "Marcus! We need data on Alpha's weak points, now!" Marcus tapped into a nearby console, fingers flying. "His core is unstable during projection surges. We need to trigger them. Keep him distracted." Vrax leaped into the fray, hurling an EMP grenade. It exploded in a pulse that staggered Alpha momentarily. Subject Zero capitalized, unleashing a wave of antimatter that sent Alpha skidding backward. But he only smiled, his voice booming through their minds. "You think evolution chose you? You were manufactured. I was born of stars." Alpha snapped his fingers, summoning twin Malien sentries from the shadows, creatures of sinew and smoke. They lunged at Vrax and Elena. Elena barely dodged, rolling under one and firing a blast into its exposed core. Vrax crushed another with a shoulder charge that collapsed its form into black mist. Suddenly, the ground gave way beneath them. A buried Malien crawler emerged, its biocannon glowing. Zero acted fast, slamming the crawler with a kinetic wave that sent it spiraling into a cliffside. "Thanks," Vrax growled. "Don't mention it," Zero panted. "This is just the opening act." Nyx's return. Above Titan, a lone Malien vessel broke formation. Inside, Nyx stood at the helm, her expression torn between rage and regret. A former Malien general, she had vanished after defying Alpha's orders in the solar siege. She watched the battle on her ship's hologrid, eyes narrowing at the sight of Subject Zero. So, Evelyn succeeded. A voice echoed behind her, her lieutenant, Krell. "You sure about this? They'll call it treason." "It is treason," she said, "and it's long overdue." With a flick of her wrist, Nyx activated stealth mode and began descent. "Prepare weapons. We're going in." Scene 3. Underground Revelation. As the battle raged above, Marcus and Elena ventured deeper into the Titan ruins, seeking the core lab Evelyn once used. Strange vines had crept into the old structure, alive with a faint pulse. "What is this stuff?" Elena muttered. "Biotech," Marcus replied. "Old Malien architecture. Evelyn must have fused it into her experiments." They reached a chamber lit with holograms and alien glyphs. A projection of Evelyn flickered to life. "If you're seeing this, Protocol 7 is active. Subject Zero must bond with the Rift engine. Only then can it rewrite the genetic code Alpha embedded across his horde." "Rift engine?" Elena looked to Marcus. He nodded grimly. "A device that can rewrite biology, but it wasn't tested. It could kill Zero or make them unstoppable." As they activated the terminal, they heard skittering. Malien scouts approaching through the tunnels. "We're not alone," Elena said, raising her rifle. Breaking the sky, outside, Alpha raised his hands. The sky split open, a rift expanding above Titan's atmosphere, revealing swirling dimensions of chaos. Malien reinforcements poured in, warping into form mid-air. Zero fell to one knee, drained. "He's drawing power from the rift. I can't hold him." Just then, Nyx's ship appeared, decloaking and raining fire upon the new Malien vessels. She emerged from the ship mid-flight, armor glowing, dual energy blades drawn. She landed beside Elena. "Didn't think you'd last this long." "Didn't think you'd return," Elena snapped. "Let's just say I picked a side." Vrax snarled at Nyx. "You betrayed your own. Why help us now?" Nyx locked eyes with Alpha across the battlefield. Because I've seen the end he brings. I won't let him write it. The rift above began to destabilize, lightning flickering across Titan sky. Massive Malien warforms emerged, hulking beasts engineered for planetary sieges. "We hold this ground," Nix said, "or there won't be another." The rift engine Marcus and Elena reached the rift engine chamber. Zero stumbled in behind them. "Are you ready?" Elena asked. Zero nodded, eyes flickering with fear and courage. "Do it." Marcus activated the sequence. The rift engine came to life, surrounding Subject Zero in beams of light, DNA spirals, and pulsing energy fields. Zero screamed as their body began to change, evolve. Malien Council, flashback. Far away in the past, the Malien High Council convened in a dark chamber aboard the Obsidian Ark. Alpha stood before them, proposing full-scale subjugation of the galaxy. Nick stood opposite him, calm but defiant. "They are not our enemies," she said. "They are lost. We could guide them." "Guide them," Alpha scoffed. "We are gods among insects." The council murmured. Division had begun, and it would fester into rebellion. Final stand, Alpha sensed the engine's activation. He shrieked in fury, launching toward the chamber. Nyx and Vrax blocked his path. "Not this time," she hissed. They clashed in a flurry of power, Nyx's blades against Alpha's raw telekinesis. Vrax struck from the side, keeping Alpha at bay. Inside, Zero's body lifted, their form radiant with unknown energy. The rift engine surged. Alpha roared, shoving Vrax and Nyx aside, and crashed through the wall.